Welcome to Calculate Recurrence in AL, an alternative to CalcDate. Hey, I'm Eric, and the other day I was browsing the system app for just poking around, and I stumbled across this module, the recurrence schedule, and thought, Then I started reading. This module provides methods for scheduling the recurrence of an event. Oh, cool. So you can have events that will trigger at a certain time. But then I realized that is totally not what this is. This is something to help with calculating recurrence, the daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, and so on. And we got a fair amount of recurrence happening in Business Central. We got the deferral schedule. We got recurring journals and stuff like that. And usually, whenever I want to do something like this, I turn to CalcDate. And I'm actually not sure I've ever did a video on CalcDate, but CalcDate is a function that will take a date formula and add that to a starting date. So it's pretty easy to do recurrence, but apparently Microsoft have made this module. So let's take a look at it and see what is going on. I have somewhere. See if I can find it. I have started an app here. I think this is a random app. I was actually probably doing something with it in Excel. Anyway, we can use this app. It doesn't matter. Actually, I'm gonna switch over to a different configuration. Instead of using this guy, I'm gonna add a configuration to my publish to your own server. I'm gonna publish to a server called BC21, and let's get some symbols out of that one. See what we got. So we got that's probably actually a 0.20. So I think this is proper. Let's download again and see that I deleted the right ones. I did. So make sure your symbols are in order. Anyway, so if we're gonna play with recurrence, I think we're gonna need a file, a table. So let's create a table here. Stuff and dates. How about that? That's a good title for and we will have a start date, which is a date, and I guess that's actually enough to play with this. So let's also create a page. So what I'm using both for the page and the table is what did I call this? I called it stuff and date. When you do stupid names, I can't remember it myself. I'll call this my dates. I think we better add in a startup object ID and launch JSON, because otherwise I am pretty sure that I'm not be able to remember what I called it. Anyway, so here is, let's just run this. So sorry, I was saying that I was using the AZAL this guy created by Andres that created both my table and my page in this case. Let's see did I deploy? No, I'm deploying. So that's a pretty fast way of getting a few objects in. Let's see if this one will talk to me. I hope it will. So the first time ever you deploy an app, it takes just a tiny bit longer than when you do redeploys. And so that's perfectly normal, and I'm just now talking here while this is deploying. We could actually start, so now it's you know, the app file has been sent. So and now it's actually also deployed. Let's see, we better log in. And we got a table with some dates. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's go back to what we are all here for, to figure out if recurring schedules for events are something that we... So let me create a action. So we have somewhere to play with this. Caption test. Promoted true. Promoted categories process. Promoted only is true. And I could have used a... Maybe we should actually go do that instead. I'll just add an application area. Oh, we have that already up here, so I don't need an application area because this is 21. So let's create action areas saying we got the promoted. And I want to do an action ref for the one called test. And I'll call it, I need to do a test promoted, and the one I want to promote is test. Something like that. There we go. Now we're cooking. Okay, so let's look at the thing, the reason we're here. So I'll call it not recur. How about that? Code unit, wow, code unit, recurrence schedule. That's what we want to do. And what can we do with this recur? So calculate next occurrence, create daily, create monthly by day of week. Oh, now isn't that weird? You see? Now the tooltip is blocking my cursor. Can that be true? How weird is that? Go away tooltip. So create daily. We can go back for a second and take a look at the documentation. Use this module to do the following. Schedule the recurrence of an event, blah, blah, blah. Get the next recurrence of the schedule. Calculate when the next, so this is set minimum date. I guess we can start by doing that. Set minimum date. How about today? This is a date time, so let's do current date time instead. Okay, recur.create weekly. How about create weekly? Parameters here is a start time. How about now? And a start time. So start date today. End date 2022 2023 12/31D. Weeks between, what's the next? Weeks between, the number of weeks between each occurrence starting with 1. So every second week. And then Monday, Tuesday, so we want Monday, never stuff on Tuesdays, right? And we don't want Wednesday either. I'm doing a video on Thursdays too. So Monday, Thursdays are good. Friday falls, Saturday falls, Sunday falls. This returns a GUID, so I guess we have an ID for this. So create weekly. So now what the other thing is it? The other thing here was get the next occurrence. So I guess we can do something like recur dot calculate next occurrence, and we need the ID, and then we need the last occurrence date. Okay. So if we do a last date, which is a date, and what does this do? Does this stop at then some point and not return? No, the last occurrence is a date time. Okay, so we get actually date times for this, but we can't do. Can we do date? Can we do time? No, there were. Were there a create hourly? No. Okay, that would be cool. Every 36 hours. So I guess we need to do last date here. And this thing returns a date time. So last date equal this thing. Let's actually, because I don't know how this will stop. So let's do integer, and then let's do for I equal 1 to 10 do begin. And then let's do rec dot start date equal dt to date, date time to date, so last date, and then rec dot insert. So we somehow set a minimum date thing. Set the earliest date to be returned from calculate next occurrence. The default min is today at the start time set in recurrence. I'm not sure I understand this field, to be honest. Create weekly, Monday and Thursday, and we want 10 things. Let's hit a 5. See what happens. I hit test. So today is the 11th. And this one gives me the 19th. And the 19th is clearly not tomorrow. So that's a week from Monday, the week after. And then it gives me the 22nd, which is a Thursday. And then it goes into okay, so now it jumps a week. Did I break it already? Create weekly. Let's actually remember direct delete all, otherwise this is gonna get weird very soon. Can we try another one? I am not sure I really understand this one yet. Recur, create. So create daily is start time is 0t, start date is today, end date is 31d, days between is 3. And that's TD. Who was TD? So ID. So we'll run test. And now we broke it, I guess. The debugger does not know what last date is. A blank start date equal. So is that because we are... No, hang on. I'm missing a 2. Let's go. That's probably me. I said that it should end before it started. Did you yell at the screen? This was where you should yell at the screen. So Eric, you're not able to put in a date constant. No, I know. There we go. So 3 days, 3 days. So this is predictable. Yeah, every 3 days. That's kind of just a fancy wrapper for CalcDate, right? The interesting part was exactly the one I started with, I guess, because that's much harder to do with CalcDate. Create monthly by day of week, create yearly by day. Should we check the documentation again? Did I do something wrong here? To create a weekly recurrence that starts today, repeat every Monday and Wednesday, and does not have an end date, call now 0. There's a 1. Did I do something? I added a 2. What is that parameter? Weeks between. That was my problem. So it actually worked. I didn't break anything. I didn't remember what I put in myself. Wow. Did you yell at the screen again? Did you? I know. There we go. So here is my video schedule. That's actually very convenient. That's actually very convenient. I want to try something. I want to do this. I want to see what happens when what does calculate next occurrences do when it runs out of dates to run this. We got the debugger. So we get the same as we had. So in that case, you gotta have 2 variables. So you gotta be able to see if last date is equal to last date. Oh, I guess that's a minimal thing. Okay. What else can we do? Can we do anything more, or is that it? Recurrent display text. What is that? Returns a short text description of the recurrence. Hang on, how lovely. Message. This is something like that. This is recurring weekly. Okay. But it doesn't tell me that it's every Monday and every Thursday. So that was not as great as I thought it would be. Okay, I think 20 minutes is way more time than I was actually planning on doing around recurrence. Probably because we needed time to yell at the screen. Anyway, that's the recurrence code unit. I think I could actually use this for a few things, especially when CalcDate doesn't really do everything you do. Let me know in the comments below if I should do a video on CalcDate by itself. I think we might need that. And if you watch this back in time, maybe the CalcDate video has already happened, and that's the one I'm pointing to right now. But if you're watching this as a new video, then this video is about anything but CalcDate. So check it out. I'll see you there. Take care. Bye.